Hey, welcome back, and in this video I'm going to show you how to add two 8-bit numbers on the Altair 8800, and we are going to go through defining what our concept is, writing the assembly code, hand assembling it, and then finally running it on the Altair 8800. Hopefully this video will be easier to understand than the one I did a few years ago. And going forward, I hope they'll be easy to understand as well. So the first important step here to note is that we want to add two 8-bit numbers, which means we don't need to use 16-bit register pairs. So the only important instruction we're going to need is the add instruction to add one register to the accumulator and then store it somewhere. So the simple program flow will be retrieve your first term, store to the accumulator, retrieve your second term, add the second term to the accumulator, store the accumulator to somewhere in memory, and then done. That's it. Let's get started. So let's do term 1, right? Let's just say in location 04 octal. There, okay. And then let us start our program. Let's start it at 0. And now let us retrieve our first term. So LXI H term 1. Okay. Retrieve first term. Okay. Once we retrieve our first term, let's move first term to accumulator. Okay. Because remember, M is where HL points to, and we have pointed H to term 1. Okay, let's do that up here. Term 1, term 2, sum. So 40 octal is term 1, 41 octal is term 2, 42 octal is the sum. Now let us increment the H. So retrieve second term. Okay. And now that we have HL pointing to the second term, we can add M to the accumulator. Right? Add second term to accumulator. All right, so we add what HL is pointing to the accumulator. Cool. Now all we have to do is increment HL again. Increment to sum pointer. Okay, so now we're pointing to where the sum is going to be stored. And now all we have to do, instead of like a STAX or something like that, you can just move A to M, because remember M is a register. So move M A. So move the accumulator back to M, which is what HL points to. Jeez. To HL. Yes. Sum pointer. Okay, and then halt, right? Stop program. So that here is the assembly code. Now let us go hand assemble this. Okay, so let's see here. First one is LXIH. So if we go over here, find LXI register pair, and that ends in 0001. In this case, register pair is going to be H, which is HL, which is 10. So I will do 041. And I will go through and write the hand assembled instructions. Okay, now we need to determine what we're going to be adding together. I want to add 2 plus 3 and store it to sum. So remember, this here is term 1, term 2, sum. Cool, now let us go over to the Altair. I'll punch it in and we'll see if it works. Okay, so here's the Altair 8800 simulator. I will go ahead, reset it, and now I'm going to punch in the data. First one's going to be 0, 4, 1, right? Okay. Next one, it's low byte, high byte. So it's actually going to be 0, 4, 0. Now it's going to be 0, 0, 0. After I do this right the first time. There we go. Now let's do the rest. Okay, now we need to add in the data to add. So we're at 0, 4, 0. We're going to store a 2 in there. Sorry, there we go. Let's store 2 in there. Let's store 3 in the next one. Let's store a 0 in the sum just so that we know what we're looking at. So if we look here at the beginning, we have our first instruction. If we look at 4040, we have our first number to add, our second number to add, and the sum. Let us run it. Okay, so I'll reset. Let's examine. We have 2 in term 1, 3, term 2, and we have nothing in the sum. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so that was already wrong. So we had 4, 1 instead of 4, 0. This should be 176. 176, 043, 2, 06, 043, 167, 166. So if you actually look here, we got the move. Sorry, we got the LXI here. And then this 0, 0, 0, instruction 3, well, 4, like what's going on? This is a no-op. So technically, this should be fine. We should be just fine on this. Program should run. So let's examine 4. Okay, we got 2, 3, and nothing. Let us try running again. Okay. Now let's see if it worked. 2, 3, 5. Look at that. We have added 2 numbers. It took a bit, but we got it. There is even a small bug in the program where we have a no-op, but it goes to show you, even if you get something like that, you can still make it work. And there you have it. That's how you add 2 8-bit numbers on the front panel on the Altair 8800. It's pretty simple, and with only 9 bytes, you can do this. I want to be able to go through this book, the 8085, the 8080, really, programming book, and it's really fascinating because it has all these small subroutines that are very easy to implement and very easy to get a jumping off point for your assembly programs. And I want to, in the coming year, go through more of them and keep the series going because I find it very fascinating. I think it's a very great way to increase your programming knowledge and prowess. Until next time.